Everton 1, Manchester United 3. Look, I'm happy we got the win, but I'm not excited and I'm not going to get carried away with it because we're in the cycle of doing this. When his job is on the line, and I'm talking about Ollie, he pulls a result out of the bag, or the players pull the result out, or it's a combination of that happening. And it's happened for a while now, hence why he's still in the job. So I'm not going to get carried away. I'm not saying I'm Ollie out, but I don't want everyone to get carried away now and excited and say Ollie's at the wheel and everyone has a party, because the next game we'll probably lose or we'll get a draw instead of getting in a run of form. And that's the consistency that we see. So I'm happy we got the result. I said 3-1 but to Everton, and it was 3-1 to us. So I'm happy we got the 3 points, but they still had chances in that game to at least get a draw or win. They turned up today, but this is why it's frustrating. Where is that in the other games where we're losing to like Istanbul or Arsenal? Where is that sort of performance? Because they go missing too often. And then when it's right on the line, they pull it out of the bag. Like when it's last orders kind of thing, like there's no other option, they get the result. But when it ain't, they fuck about. And they mess up. And that's what happens consistently. Yo-yo. What I said the other day, we're a yo-yo team. We're just higher up than relegation. So I'm glad with the result today. Bruno was fantastic today. I'm glad Cavani got his first goal. So let's get into the match ratings. De Gea, I didn't think he had a lot to do. So I gave him an average 5 out of 10. Not really his fault, but he just wasn't really called upon. I don't think the goal was his fault either. So I think he had an average performance, but that was just because he had little to do. So Aaron Mambasaka, I give him a 3 out of 10 because most of their play was coming down his flank. Now you could argue that Mata needs to be helping him out, but he can't help him out every single time. And I think that Aaron Mambasaka got caught out quite a few times today. Digne was creating us problems all game. Calvert-Lewin was pulling out there as well and sort of looking for Digne on the overlap and cutting in and stuff. So I think a lot of the issues we had from them were coming from Wan-Bissaka's side. So not great from Wan-Bissaka today. 3 out of 10 for me. Lindelof, he was at fault for the goal but saying this, Maguire is as well. Like Lindelof was marking Calvert-Lewin, who wins the header, who flicks it on for Bernard. But Maguire probably should be coming over or switching before that ball is in the air with Lindelof, because Lindelof is man marking Calvert-Lewin at this point. He gets a flick on. Size-wise and height-wise, Maguire's got to be on Calvert-Lewin in that situation, because even if he comes over to try and clear the ball as it happened in the game, he's going to clatter Lindelof just by coming over and getting in there. He's going to clatter Lindelof. So they need to switch roles in that circumstance, but they didn't think on the spot when it was happening. And Maguire is the man that's left alone quite a lot. He's the free man a lot of the time, and for the captain of the team, that's got to stop happening because we're getting found out too much via that. I'm not saying Harry Maguire would have cleared that, but he's got a hell of better chance than Lindelof has in that circumstance. So they're both at fault for it, but as a captain, Maguire's got to take control of that situation more, in my opinion. Lindelof is probably never going to win them headers because of the height and the size disadvantage he's got against Calvert-Lewin. Then that's just from the get-go. So I gave Lindelof a 4 because there was a few situations after the goal they scored where he was continually getting beat in the air via Calvert-Lewin. But that's a tactical situation and a captaincy situation that Maguire needs to swap roles with him, because Everton have probably done that on purpose. They say, we'll go 1-for-1 with Lindelof and Calvert-Lewin because I've got the height and the size advantage on him and the strength advantage. Whereas if you put Maguire on him, it's not that one-sided. There's more of a chance that Maguire's going to at least muscle him out a bit or win a header here and there. Like Lindelof was getting beat every single time in the air by him. So yeah, Lindelof 4, Maguire I gave a 6, just above average, because other than that, I felt there was a point in the second half they put a ball in, crossed it in, Everton, and Maguire got a flick on that was vital. They probably would have scored if he hadn't got that flick. I think after the goal Everton scored, I do think Maguire had a better game than Lindelof. But again, that's because he's the free man. So it's a difficult one. But if he's marking Calvert-Lewin, he might not have got as good a rating, do you know what I mean? Because if Calvert-Lewin's still winning the headers against Maguire, like, you can't really say a lot because he's our biggest centre-back and Calvert-Lewin's just outdoing him. So, but I'm going to give Maguire a 6, just above average, because after the goal Everton scored, I felt he just had a better game than Lindelof did. But that could be because he's kind of shifting the responsibility of marking. So Luke Shaw, 7 out of 10. I thought he was good today. Went off injured, unfortunately. Hope that's not too serious. Nothing outstanding from him today, but he set up the one of the goals for Bruno. Great cross for the header for Bruno. Hell of a cross. So I'll give him a 7 for that. Fred, 7. I thought he was everywhere again. He was busy, a little bit rash at times, but I thought he did a good job in there today. Put a real good shift in. And kept the midfield quiet enough for Everton. So 7 for Fred. McTominay, I thought, was good in the first half. Nothing outstanding, but he was doing a shift, a job. But second half, I thought he was really poor, like giving away passes, and yeah, I wasn't impressed with him in the second half. So it dropped off quite a bit for me for him. So I give him a 4. Mata, I thought, was poor today. I always back him, but he was poor again today. He was very quiet in the game. Hardly ever noticed him. Didn't hear the commentators really say his name. Just one of these games where it passes a player by, and that was what happened to Mata today. 3 out of 10 for Mata for me. Bruno Fernandes was my man of the match today. 8 out of 10. 2 goals and an assist. Yes, he was giving balls away again, but when you're backing up with the assists and the goals and driving the team, and like, if he's not playing today, we probably don't win. We may not even draw. They probably beat us if Bruno's not playing today. And that's how powerful it is when Bruno's on form. So 8 out of 10 for Bruno for me today. Rashford, frustrating again today. He just, like, he was sprinting into players again. Like, he's trying to go on positive runs and that, but he's going into it with his head down, not looking where he's running into players, losing the ball unnecessarily when, like I said in the previous game, just put a simple ball here and there and you're off. You can do a 1-2 and your pace is going to get you there. But he tries to do it on his own a lot, and he ultimately runs into people a lot of the time. So a frustrating afternoon for me for Rashford, because he's a lot better than he showed today. 4 out of 10. Martial, I give an average of a 5. A frustrating afternoon for him again. Lack of service. He was trying to hold it up and bring people into play. I thought his hold-up play and bringing people in today was really trying, and it wasn't too bad. But the lack of service is ultimately, he can't really get a high rating because he's not getting the opportunity to get goals. Did have a few saying that, though, that I remember, where I think one went past the post and one just went straight at the keeper. So I think the couple chances he did have, he could have done a lot better with, and I expect him to do better with. So because of that, I give him an average 5 out of 10. And then the substitutes, we got Twanzebe. He come on, I thought he looked very good, strong, winning tackles, positive, pressing. I thought he was really good. 7 out of 10. Pogba, I don't understand what he did again. Come on, I didn't even notice him, didn't hear the commentators say his name at all. Just didn't notice him do anything. So 1 out of 10 for Pogba for me. Call it agenda, call it what you want. The proof is there. I've seen him come on and I've not noticed him do a single thing. So 1 out of 10 for Pogba. Why? And also, why is Donny van de Beek not getting on today at all? He's on the bench and you expect him to come on if he's not starting, and once again, no involvement at all. Why? The game's won and you're not even bringing him on when the game's won. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all, and I feel sorry for him. Like, he's a quality player and he's not getting the chances, so I feel sorry for him that we signed him because we're wasting him. Cavani got his first goal. Love to see it. Bruno again playing him in on the counter. I was going to give him a 1, the same as Pogba, because he come on. There was a chance before he scored. Well, there was an incident where there could have been a penalty for him. I don't think it was in the end. It was close. I don't think it was a penalty. But other than that, I didn't think he did anything like Pogba. And then he gets his goal, so I had to bump his rating up drastically. And for the goal, I've got to give him above average. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. My average is a 5, so he got higher than an average for me, just for the goal. 6 out of 10. Hopefully he can knock on from here and get another. He's not going to start in it. We all know, I think, that because of Ollie's loyalty to certain players, it's a bit like Donny van de Beek. He's not really giving Cavani the chances too much. So it's going to be interesting to see, because he's just got his first goal. He's going to be confident now for the next game, and Ollie's probably not going to play him at all, because that's the sort of decisions that are going on at the moment. It's frustrating, and we can't make sense of it. So 7 out of 10 for Cavani and Ollie. I'm going to give him a 6 today, because we got the win. But I'm frustrated with him, because I think Twanzebe should have started, and I think Donny should have played. If he's not going to start, he has to come on with at least, I'd say at least half an hour to go, like minimum, for Donny. Like, if you're not starting him, bring him on with a good amount of time for him to get involved and actually change a game if we need him to. Do you know what I mean? So when he's coming on in other games with like 2 minutes left and that, what's the point in us even bringing him to the club? He's a world-class player when he's playing, and you're not allowing him to. I just don't understand it. So because of that, I can't give Ollie too high of a rating, because he's frustrating me. And the fact that McTominay started today, for me, as I said, I thought he was pretty good in the first half, but I think you have to play like Donny. Do you know what I mean? He's got to be in the team. So that's a big thing for me. Just above average for Ollie for me, 6 out of 10. But I'm not going to get carried away with this. I'm not going to get excited, because I've done that in the past, and then the next game they make you look like an idiot again. So I don't know where it leaves Ollie with all this Pochettino talk and the pressure that he's on, and it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know where it's going to lead to, but I'm not going to be surprised at all if we lose the next game. So it's a great win today, but we need the consistency. I'm getting bored of it's down to the finest margin of whether you get sacked and he pulls it out of the bag, because then the next game you've took your foot off the gas again and we don't get the result we need. So that's where I'm at with it. Great win for the boys today, but we need that consistency. That is the bottom line. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, your ratings and what you thought of the game and the next fixture we got coming up. How are you feeling about that? And I'll be back with the next fixture also, so look out for that. Shout out to everyone supporting, and I'll speak to you soon.